All right, everybody. How you doing, world? Just got out of a listing appointment in Federal Way. Freaking stoked. Think it went pretty well. Didn't get it signed, but that's just because they're not quite ready to list it yet. But they're going to Tennessee this weekend. Check out a few properties to purchase, and hopefully they'll find something they like, and then yeah, once they figure out their Tennessee situation, then we can get the property listed, and yeah, it should be a pretty good one. Uh, I shaved my beard, so that's pretty cool. It's fun driving through Federal Way. I just drove past the aquatic center and my grandma's old house, crossing Pacific Highway, Pack Highway right now. I also had a phone call earlier with client, potential client, prospect, you might say. But looks like she might want to list her house with me as well, which would mean I would have 4 listings. All 4 of these. I got 2 right now, already on the market, condo and a triplex. But I'm still broke. So, but not for long. Got to survive in the meantime, but also work hard to build future business and yeah, secure that bag. You know what I mean? It's like my tie. This is one of my favorite shirts and ties right here. It's basically my only one. Um, but yeah, on my way home from Federal Way, Washington, I gotta do. What do I gotta do when I get home? I gotta make some food. I'm gonna take care of the chickens. Give one of my chickens some antibiotics for her little foot, and yeah, I need to get to work on figuring out an outreach system so I can consistently have deals lined up. I actually have this company that I'm working with who is going to be running Google ads for me. Uh, and it's taken them like 3 or 4 months to freaking put together these little videos in like a system to where they're gonna. I held up this packet that has like these little dots on it, so that when I'm holding up the packet, they have this software that can take the cover page of the packet and change it into whatever they want, and it even like reflects the light and everything. Uh, so when I'm like, I just record one video, and I'm just like, hey, I put together this presentation for you, and if you're looking for a real estate agent in the Seattle area, I got you covered. And it's like the image will show their name and their property address. Uh, so it looks like I totally custom made and printed out a whole packet for them. Uh, So yeah, it's been taking a while for that to launch, but hopefully I'll be getting some calls soon. Uh, yeah, it was a crazy deal. Uh, seems like so like they're gonna be doing this forever, essentially, just like running Google ads on my behalf. And I paid $12,000 as a deposit. So I'm going to be getting that back out of like my own commission. Like when they bring me deals and I close the deals, uh, I'll get to keep the full commission until I reach that 12,000 and get my 12,000 back. And then after that, I believe it's like a 30% referral fee, which I'm fine to pay if they're consistently bringing me deals that I don't have to pay to acquire otherwise. Um, and it's no, once I get my 12,000 back, there's no risk. So like it's just temporary risk of not having $12,000 for a few months. So looking forward to that. The company is called Diverse, and they're out of Florida. Kind of a weird name, if you ask me. Uh, but the guy that I was communicating, obviously, he's trying to make sales, but he seemed pretty legit. Yeah, it's like a relatively small company, but I just really like the pitch and the idea and the actual implementation because I saw what they were capable of. The only thing I'm disappointed with is how long it's taking. So this week is supposed to be running ads right now. So should be getting some calls. But in the meantime, I'm going to build out a vendor list so that I have a contact immediately for every type of service, like a few plumbers, a few electricians, a few cleaners, inspectors, appraisers, landscapers, uh, moving company. I already know some contractors. So, because there's one agent on Workplace that put out a referral opportunity for a buyer, and she specifically requested to have a vendor list. So, I have random numbers saved, but it'd be nice to organize it into a little table or something. And my mom actually took the YouTube transcript from one of my videos and put it into AI and had it create. Well, she like manually created a spreadsheet out of it, which I thought was really cool. So I think that I should create an automation that does that. But I don't think it doesn't really make sense to do it through the live stream on YouTube because it takes a long time for the video to freaking publish. It's gotta like process and do all this stuff for like hours and hours before it even goes on. So I think I'll have my other phone record a voice memo or something. Just yeah, maybe it's like natively recording in uh, you know, Google Drive or something. I don't know. Whatever's the easiest. But then automatically gets transcribed. Yeah, however I can, whatever the fastest way to like real time transcription. Uh, we'll have that going at the same time that I'm doing this. And then when I stop the recording, then I will have it send to a make.com scenario. Which will have the receiving module and then chat GPT module that takes it breaks it into pieces that make sense, like pulls out the main ideas, categorizes things, and then have those categories exported, probably turning it into a JSON format, and then going into a Google Sheet so that it's just like automatically created. And the purpose is the purpose would be just to organize my thoughts and then remind myself of things that I wanted to do, because I'm kind of just conversing with myself and figuring out what sort of actions need to be taken immediately, or what sort of actions can take longer. It's basically just a way of prioritizing, categorizing, and then prioritizing. Yeah. It's been raining a lot today. Actually, earlier it wasn't, but since I left, it's just been really rainy. I do got to get another mount for my phone so that it's so that you can see more. Need to put it on my windshield and then turn the camera around so it's so you can see more, or so it's like a better resolution, and then do wide angle. Which camera is better? I don't know. The wide angle reverse side of the phone or the face camera on the inside? I'll have to look that up. But yeah, I think wide angle on the reverse side. And then I'm just going to use this microphone because the Yeti microphone is way nicer, but it's so hard to fucking set up. The way that I randomly swear, that's how I speak in my head. So I guess this is kind of helping me understand the way that I'm thinking in my head. which could use a little bit of work. Uh, they say you are your own worst enemy, and I think that's a lot to do with the way that you talk to yourself in your head. You got to be nice to yourself. You know that I'm making every day, and then once compute power is already there, but like compute use like the audio from all of these videos all together, and then you can like put it into AI and have it critique you. But yeah, I think that's cooler than not having it. Anyways, I don't know if I said this in one of the other videos, but I'm growing these little baby sequoia saplings. So like eventually they're gonna grow up to be giant sequoias. And I think that growing trees is one of the coolest things that you can do on Earth. So that's all I want to do. That's what I want to get to eventually. First, you gotta figure out how to make the money. Then you gotta make the money. But while you're making the money, you gotta be helping folks. That's how you sustain making the money. Figure out systems that help people, teach people. I think the future of education is more like spread out. Like it's more. I think it's online for sure, mostly, and multi-sourced. Uh, yeah, like rather than having like one teacher for like a subject, people are having multiple teachers, and then I feel like all teachers should also be students, and then all students should also be teachers as they grow and learn. But yeah, I think you learn while implementing, and then after enough experience, then you teach whatever the thing is. So you learn while implementing, and you teach. And while you're teaching, you're learning and implementing the skill of teaching, and then you learn something else that you want to get good at. And while you're learning that, you must implement, and then teach after the implementation has delivered enough experience. All right, pulling into the daggone the old humble abode. All right. Well, I'll see you guys. I'll see you in another life. See you in another realm. catch you later.